All right, so check out the lobby, guys. We got it pretty much all grouted. And before we start covering it up with ram board, I wanted to show you guys how it's looking. It's looking real good. So the grout color here is silver. Look at that nice flat lobby there. So we got a guy here still grouting. We got a couple areas that we're still touching up with grout, but for the most part, we're pretty much done. We're gonna give it a nice final clean, and then we're gonna cover our floor.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick demonstration on how to do ram board. Pretty simple, right? Ram board. You need some blue tape. Is typically what we have to use around the perimeters. It's not ideal because if you use blue tape, it's important to know you can't have it on the floor for like 2 weeks. I'm not sure. It could be 1 week. I guess you gotta research. But if you leave it on the floor for too long, the residue will start getting stuck to the floor. Usually takes like 2 weeks for me to noticeably see it, but I think the actual time frame is actually a lot sooner. Like a lot sooner. You would be amazed. They'll tell you not to have it on the floor for like over 72 hours or something crazy, right? But obviously, most installers out there, they just leave it on the floor till they pull it off, and it's fine. But as long as you don't leave it for more than like 2 weeks, I would think. That's the time frame that I personally see it, where it actually leaves the residue stuck on your tile, which you can clean it off, but it also depends on which tile you're using to clean it off. Because sometimes, depending on the tile, it may be harder. So, ram board is just ram board though. So what you gotta do is just remember not to leave it on the floor for too long. All you need is a regular utility blade. Stay about 4 inches from the wall. You want to stay about 4 inches from the wall because you got other trades that are going to come in and finish off with, the trim and kind of stuff.
Don't forget to subscribe.
that's pretty much it. Now you can buy the ram board tape. We do have some. Let me see it right here. For the seams. Typically we use this one for the seams for sure. That's what it's for. It's a little expensive, but it's really nice to work with. I like to use it for the seams for the most part. But right now we have too much blue tape, so I'm just gonna use that. Nevertheless, it's a hot day. It was a hot day. We're done. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, hit the like button. We're out.
Check it out. We got it all covered. Nicely done, nicely taped around all our edges. That way it's nice and easy, you know, to sweep your mess. So bam, a lot of ProFlex floor covering. Even the bathrooms, we already, you know, did the bathrooms, previous bathrooms we already covered. But yep, for the most part, it's all finished. Perfect. Cool. All right, so check it out. This is why it's important to cover these floors when you're doing commercial work, because the next day you'll have about 3 or 4 different trades, you know, coming in, working, and they don't care what they drop on the floor. They're worried about getting their jobs done, and you know, so are we. So that's why we had to cover these floors as good as we could, try to protect that grout color.